The Music of the Wiwa People is a short documentary film about the traditional music of a group of indigenous people living in a part of Colombia. In order to learn more about the music of the Wiwa people, I interviewed with the ethnomusicologist Jaime Bofill and the filmmaker Michael Brims.
This is a group that lives in the Sierra Nevada. It's an indigenous group that lives in the Sierra Nevada, Santa Marta, in Colombia, in the Caribbean part of Colombia, the coastal region. Their music is very much interrelated with their cosmology, with the way that they see the world, with their ritual, and it's connected to a tradition of music that we wanted to study, which is called gaita music, which is played in that region. It's a tradition that extends beyond the Wiwa, but they are considered important players in the development of this tradition because these instruments, especially the flutes, the gaita flutes, they're indigenous instruments, and they are considered to be some of the originators of the instruments and of the music tradition itself, more in a ritualistic sense. And later on, obviously, it became a popular commercial music, which today is practiced all over Colombia, and it has been exported to different parts of the world. In the film, you will see these people playing the gaita and also other types of music. And their music is primarily related to ritual, and it's primarily related to their environment, right, where they live, and also to nature. So the music that they play is called, in the Wiwa language, it's called chasturi. They have two flutes, one gaita male and one gaita female, and they're played together. And this duality of how they see life, male, female, the reproduction, life, death, and all of this gets reflected in the music, right? It's reflected in the way that they play the music and in their instrumentation, etc.
The most important thing for me is that people get exposed to a music that they probably have not heard like that before. It's a music from a part of Colombia that has this duality. Like, for example, just down the mountain from there are the beaches that are populated around Christmas by people from around Colombia. It's not super commercial, but it's a well visited part of Colombia. And then you go up the mountains and you have these four indigenous groups that live a life that is rather removed from Western society. People that come down to these beaches, like in Palomino or whatever, they are not aware of this culture, of this music so much. Jaime was talking about this music is ritualistic to a large extent, but for the people that live there, that practice that music, that live with that music, it goes far beyond being a ritual. It really becomes the medicine that is cleansing and is taken in a physical kind of way. It's not like, okay, if I play this music, it's a symbol for cleansing. No, the people there see it. No, this really will have an impact on my body, on my spiritual well-being. A completely different worldview comes out in this film, like music as a healing instrument or as a healing source, as opposed to just for entertainment, as the way our Western society mainly looks at this. It is a necessary part of our daily lives. We could not live without it. If I switch on the radio in my car, or if I don't do it, we look at this rather differently, right? The ritualistic use of music in that society is a necessary pillar of their lives that they don't want to live without.
This shorter film actually forms part of a larger project, which is called Bajando por la Montaña, Ecology of Gaita Music. It all started because we were invited to present a film in Bogota, another film in Bogota that Michael and I had worked on earlier, which was about Cuban street vendors. And while we were there, we found out that there was this person, a famous, well-known gaitero who had a school. He was trying to promote ecological and more sustainable ways of producing the instruments, the gaita instruments, and also of how to expand the consciousness of the people of how what's being done in Bogota, in the city of Bogota, and gaita music and everything, how that's connected to the source where the sounds of the music and the instruments come from, right? And the source of this music is the place where he's from, which is Los Montes de Maria, which is a place which is close to this indigenous region. The newer generation of gaiteros, right, Freddy Sarrieta, are trying to create consciousness not only about the origins of gaita, but how gaita is related to like the sounds that they imitate in the gaita. A lot of them are related to birds. And Colombia has one of the largest, if not the largest, biodiversity of birds in the world. So it's not chance, right? A lot of these sounds are transmitted through the music, right? It's a mimetic sort of thing that goes on, right? Imitation. But also the instruments that are made come from the materials, right? That you can find, you know, the nature that you can find in the trees, the vines, the cactuses, all of these things, the wax, the beeswax, the feathers of different animals, all of these things are the raw materials which are transformed into musical instruments. It's a complex topic. Definitely it has to do on one end with music, ecology, sustainability, and how we can make musical practices more sustainable, and also how we can learn about ecology, right, and the biodiversity of the region through music. And then it's also connected to a larger project, which is the Gaita project, which hopefully will come out soon.
We are in the last steps of finishing that film. Yes, yes. Mm-hmm. This film about Gaita music has been in the making for like embarrassingly 5 years, and we're just about to finish it now. And for this larger project on Gaita that was initiated in Bogota by this first visit, as Jaime just said, we went to San Juan de Nepomuceno, which is a small town in the coastal area, maybe 2 hours from Cartagena. And we went there like 5 years ago to do the initial recording. And then we went back a year ago in the summer to record more footage that we were missing in the mountains, also of the Gaiteros de San Jacinto in the neighboring town, and give it more context. This is an area that the conquistadores never conquered. They never really went up there and built churches like they did in so many other parts. A different lifestyle that traces itself truly back to indigenous lives has prevailed there.
We would like to go back to Colombia and present it in different places in Colombia, including in Santa Marta, to the Wiwa people themselves, and maybe in other venues. And also to present the other film, right, the larger film of the Gaita, and present it maybe to the people of San Juan, Nepomuceno, and other people.
It's also a responsibility of filmmakers to bring the finished product back to the group it came from. It needs to have this full circle completed. Maybe they'll tell us, hey, this sucks, thank you very much. But maybe they appreciate it, I don't know.
With the Wiwa film in particular, it's very important for the Wiwa and these groups they have a tradition of using documentary film, not in the same way as the way like we use it, right? They use it, like Michael just said, to communicate to the exterior world, like this is what's going on.
You can see the short documentary film, The Music of the Wiwa People, in this year's Archaeos Film Festival, as well as online at any time following the web links in the video description. Additionally, you can see the links for other related work and projects. As always, thank you for watching. I will see you in the next video.